If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Congratulations to our 2023 giveaway winner, Andy from Naples. Tell us when you found out you won $15,000 in windows from Reese.
Well, I had received the text message saying I won while teaching my fifth graders. Initially, I wanted to scream and shout from the excitement, but I held it together.
Now it's your turn to win. Just text the word HAPPY to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
Thank you, Reese Windows.
Blog Talk Radio.
The mandated reporter, and frankly, I'm mortified. And this is the Metal Hammer of Doom. Tonight, we are reviewing Amon Amarth's latest album, Jomsviking. It came out last Friday, just a couple of days ago. We gave it a good listen here, and we're going to review it for you tonight. It's fantastic. Can't wait to talk about it. It is actually their 10th studio album. So Amon Amarth, whether or not you've heard of them, they've been around for a very, very long time, and they bring the fire, as it were. Here with me tonight, helping me talk about it, of course, is my co-host, who's going to probably have to drag me through this because I am exhausted. Not like falling asleep during the podcast exhausted. I'm pretty sure I'm good with that. We're doing this early enough in the evening, but still, the man who's going to have to take the wheel tonight, the Metal Coop himself, Mr. Robert Cooper. How do you do, sir?
Hi, Tired. I'm Dad.
How's it going?
It's been a week so far. I swear, me and women, it's gonna kill me. Yep. But luckily, to try to ignore the women, I have death metal about Vikings, and yeah. By the way, it's pronounced Jomsvikings. The J has a Y sound, just like we have the singer of the band, vocalist Johan Hegg. You know, his name starts with a J, and it has a Y sound. But yeah, Amon Amarth. We're here yet again with them. This time, I think we're going to have a different co-host showing up, knock on wood. I think Jesse Starcher's supposed to show up sometime. He said he'd be a little late, because last time we had my buddy Sean Garmer when we did Deceiver of the Gods. And I think we're going to have a really interesting time this time, because this is actually a bit of a kind of sort of a concept album. I've noticed that
it's very much a concept album. I don't think there's any kind of sort of about it. They pretty much said it is a concept album. This is this is from Johan Hegg in Blabbermouth. The Jomsviking, Joms with a Y, Jomsvikings, in their world is the background for the story of a young man that is in love with a girl, but unfortunately she's being married off. He accidentally kills a man when this happens, and he has to flee. But he swears to have revenge and win her back. He can't let go of the past. He feels that he's been wronged and his life has been destroyed. The way the story evolves is not a happy story. Well, let's just close up shop right here, because if I've learned anything from this past week is that if something's not fun, it ain't worth doing. That's what everyone said about Batman vs. Superman. It wasn't a fun movie, therefore it's bad. So, good night, everybody.
See, I want to see that movie. I really do, but for some reason, my job with the Lowe's, they keep working me 40 hours a week.
40 hours.
Yeah, well, 40 on top of.
And then normally it's like you work 2, then you're off for 2 or 3, then you work 2 again or whatever. I worked 4 days in a row. I'm ready to shoot myself.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm deaf in both ears. This is going to be a fun show for me because I've had a cold and my cold has now like dispersed into my ears, so I can't hear anything.
Oh, I mean, you are getting to that age. Well, mine's just been, well, now they have me scheduled like 2 to 12 every night or something. But, the nights where I don't work, it's like, oh, you'll be teaching all day or you have class. Have fun with that, bitch. Ugh. I can't wait for summer to be here so I can work 40 hours a week, but at least have like 2 days to have time off instead of like kind of like 1.5, maybe, kind of, sort of. It's like,
how much longer you have another semester or 2 left?
I got about another semester, knock on wood.
You have 1 more semester? So you'll walk in what, in December or January?
December. Yeah, knock on all the wood. If I get through this bullshit, get that shiny piece of paper and just see what I could do next.
Why are you graduating in the middle of what ostensibly would be a school year? I mean, you're gonna get out of school and like start work in January with the half the school year over with.
Well, it's because I had to redo this last semester, this semester. So I'm kind of redoing that again. And when I graduate, we'll see about teaching. I'm not quite sold on that one yet. So we'll find out because
you're getting a degree in teaching. Wait a minute, sir. What's the plan here? You're getting a degree in teaching, which I warned you against getting, by the way, but you don't listen to me. So what are you going to do?
I tried. See, I'm still trying to figure that. That's the important part. I'm still trying to figure out, what could I do? But I've learned quickly that you're going to be making $30,000 maybe, because this is North Carolina. They don't pay you a goddamn thing. You're going to be making $30,000 and having a God knows how many hours a week job where you have to do this, that, and the other thing on top of your normal hours.
My wife has a master's degree. My wife has a master's degree in special education. She was just lamenting on the couch yesterday that she's been at this for almost a decade and she still makes a pittance. She makes half of what I make, and she's like, and she works twice as hard. She I come home and I'm tired just because it's a 12-hour day. I've spent more than half my day at work, between commutes and everything. But generally speaking, my job's not that hard, and it's not that hard on me. She comes home from teaching exhausted, and then she's like, "Why do I even do this?"
Yeah, see, I realize that I'm going to be making technically peanuts for the amount of work I'll be doing. So why would I do a job that's going to make me miserable? Because I've learned if you don't love teaching, you're going to hate it, and it's going to show. So I'm thinking, why do a job where I'm going to be miserable?
Don't love teaching?
I'm starting to get there, yeah.
Wow, that was quick.
Oh, no. Well, you've never heard me say, God, I love the kids, but I love a lot of people. I'm one of those I love people in general, but yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm going to love teaching, and I can make $30,000 a year doing something else and not have to take my work home with me mentally and physically. So I was like, I don't know, we'll look at this. I've still got the student teaching semester to try and get this sorted, but yeah, my parents are already giving me the what for.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, God.
It's rough. Well, you have at least if you have a general degree and you don't know what you want to do, you've got some options. When you have something as specific as teaching, it's like you're really just trained to do one thing. The only other thing that you can really do with a teaching degree and I think it requires some other experience and certification would be like training, working in the business environment as a trainer. And I can't remember what stopped my wife from doing that, but there's something that's like preventing her, like something like some other bit of education that she would need. But yeah, that's basically all you're trained to do. Excuse me. That's all you're really trained to do in this world is teach or train. So you're kind of stuck in terms of, experience and education-wise, what else you could possibly do if you no longer want to do that. Quick story. I have a friend of mine who was going to school, similar situation. He was going to school to be a music teacher, and towards the end, he decided he no longer wanted to teach nor play, teach music. So he changed degrees quickly to he just got a music degree, but he knew there was nothing he could do with it. And what he really wanted to do was work on games. So he taught himself HTML, and he ended up working for Acclaim when they were still around as coder. And he worked on their website for a while, and then eventually I think he got enough. He taught himself enough, and he learned enough through the job experience that he was able to stay when Acclaim. Excuse me. When Acclaim went under, he was able to parlay that experience into another computer job. So you have options. You just got to figure out what it is you want to do.
Oh yeah, I've definitely considered once the school semester's over, getting that column back started, maybe doing a little YouTube stuff, trying to get something out there. Because I think I could do something like that for, well, maybe not a living, but I think I could do it for a living. That takes a long time to get that into something doable in terms of living experiences. But also, I could always go for a master's and see what I can do there, and maybe something I like, or I'm passionate about.
Like getting a master's degree in something that isn't teaching.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that, can't you? I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah, I mean, most places, like if you go for, let's say, an MBA, and an MBA will allow you to pretty much, that'll open up the career field for the most part. Not a lot, because it's a pretty loaded field, but you'll have more options than you will with just a straight teaching degree. But as far as getting into an MBA program, they'll take people from all over. Like I could have gone and gotten an MBA after I got my social work degree. But all right, we have finally killed enough time that our third man has joined us. Ladies and gentlemen, from Southeast Ohio, the source material host, Mr. Jesse Starcher. How do you do, sir?
Gentlemen, sorry I'm late.
It's all right. We're doing career advancement and training here on the Metal Hammer of Doom.
Does not surprise me.
You turned into a metal show tonight. Boy, did you turn into the wrong show. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Mr. Cooper, are you good? Have you gotten enough free employment advice for the night?
Oh, yeah, I think I'll be okay.
Okay. So since Jesse's here, we can finally start playing some music. The internet's working. All right.
Yes.
Knock on wood. Let's get it done. This is the first track from Jomsviking. This is don't ever correct me. This is First Kill. no joking around there. This is their first single, which was actually released first and only single that was released January 25th of this year, and it fucking kicks you right in the balls. It just tears it up right from the get-go. Great stuff.
I agree. Now, I don't know how far you guys got. I know you probably killed some time waiting on me to get in here, but I don't know if you guys knew this or not. I can't remember if I sent you guys a message about this, but this is my first experience with Amon Amarth. I should say a full album-wise anyway. So I gave this, I think it was probably last week. You know, I was sitting there, I had some time to kill, doing some work, and I turned the album on, and I was like, holy crap. Now, I know some of their popular songs, but it's not like I sat there and I have listened to we got Deceiver of the Gods. Is that the name of a song or an album?
Both. I said both.
Both? Yeah. So I've familiar with that particular song, but I have not. I haven't listened to a full album by these guys before, and this particular song sealed the deal for me right off the bat when it come to the album. I was like, holy crap, this is some good stuff. I'm enjoying Amon Amarth. Yeah, a great song. Now, did you guys talk about how this is a concept album?
Yes, I said that right at the start. That and I read right off the wiki page what Johan Hegg had said about it on Blabbermouth, what the story is.
Mm-hmm. And great piece of storytelling. Just opens it right up and starts the story off. Tremendous way to get it going.
No, I absolutely agree. There's no screwing around with these guys to start off with here. Coop, what'd you think of their single track here?
I think it's a really good way to start off the album. Interesting enough, the song in this album totally reminds me about a little manga that I've been reading. You know, I think Jesse's heard of.
Dude, absolutely. This album reminds me.
Yeah, Vinland Saga, which I currently own all the hardback volumes of. Hardback manga just absolutely makes me go nuts. It's about a boy whose father gets killed, and then he becomes more or less a assassin of sorts for the. I think he's part of the Jomsvikings. No, his father was part of the Jomsvikings, but he becomes an assassin with this band. You know, just kind of becomes an assassin in a band and just keeps continually trying to kill the leader. I won't spoil much more than that because it's so epic. But the first kill is definitely a really interesting song, and it starts out the concept well. It kind of describes kind of just sets everything off with a house of fire, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, starts off with him killing Earl. I wonder what his name was. Earl, maybe. That's what I named my Earl.
The Duke of Earl?
The Duke of Earl.
Duke.
We broke Mark.
Yeah.
Little Cypress Hill there for you.
That's what I thought.
He could be the Earl of Duke. But but yeah, it starts off with him killing people and then killing another person, and then his father saying, "I won't take you anymore, you murderous shit. They're going to come after you anyways," and him trying to row his boat gently away from everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now that he's rowing his boat, he's going to go wandering because he's a wanderer. This is track 2. missed my cue on that one. It's, in terms of storytelling, it's fine. It's not a bad song by any stretch of the imagination, but they slow the tempo down, and this is the thing with concept albums. You're not going to get the same tenor and tempo throughout the whole thing. You're going to get, like what you would on any kind of soundtrack. You're going to get music that reflects the mood of the story. And some things will be faster, some things will be slower, some things will be softer, some things will be harder. And so again, not bad, but not my favorite either.
Oh, I don't understand that. Just the way that this song, it granted it's slow, but the guitar is just heavy as shit. Done. I enjoy it. I start banging my head. I'm not thrash metaling it, but I'm, got my head banging there once it starts. I enjoy this one in particular. Again, I think what I've come to realize listening to you guys and you guys opening up my eyes to so many other bands and albums and stuff, I'm really starting to like concept albums a lot. I'm becoming a fan, and really I think I can give certain songs a pass if the story's good. I don't think in this particular case Wanderer's one of those, because I enjoy both the music and the lyrics both. But I'm all about song 2. It kept me interested.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not a bad song. It's just I get what you're saying about concept albums, and I did say that you're going to get that, and you have that. And if you're dealing with a concept album, you're going to have to deal with those kinds of changes. And again, it's by no means bad. On the other hand, this is the Metal Hammer of Doom, someone once told me.
Oh, boy.
I'm in a snotty mood tonight, I'm noticing.
Uh-oh. Oh, damn.
I'm being a bit
like
of a
somebody
snot.
showed up late to the show or something.
But, I have a style of metal that I like, and just like anybody else, and concept albums be damned, it's not going to change just because it's a concept album. I still prefer faster than slower. Coop, what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, first I was wondering if this wanderer was a wanderer on the continent of saplings, but judging from the
wanderer, I go around and around and around and around.
But yeah, I think this song it's a good song. It's not really great. It kind of just sits in the middle of their discography. It's one of their more slow-paced songs. It's got a really good solo towards the middle of it. I'll give it that. But if I may steal kind of a idea from some of the anime reviews I've been reading, there's certain things, like let's say an episode or a song where that's like either like you're there or you're getting there. Kind of like the episode is really monumental, or it's just kind of the road to a bigger part of the story. And I feel like that this song is the more like just road, like more just laying down the road for the rest of the album. It's it's a good song. It's not a time waster. It's not boring or anything. It's just not one of those that once I listen to the album a few times, I won't kind of skip just to get to the better stuff.
Okay. I think this next one is the one that I sent you guys and said that it was the jam, if I recall. This is track 3. This is On a Sea of Blood.
Drifting alone upon the dry
That song is the tits. It's so good.
I agree. It's pretty decent. It's definitely fast for sure. Great storytelling in there.
I just checked our chat, and this is the one that I sent you guys and said, yeah, this is the jam right here.
Yeah, you definitely you were impressed by this one. I think now, Coop, I don't know what your favorite is, but I know I told you guys what my favorite is, and it's upcoming. So I'm curious if Coop will let us know what his favorite is once we hit it. But is it just Mark? Is it just the sound or the fact that it's fast paced? You got anything you particularly love about it?
Yeah, I like I definitely like the pace of the album. The pace of the song, rather. I definitely like that it is a heavier, harder song. I like the na 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 kind of sound, in the guitar. Na 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 na. You know what I'm talking about. I heard the guitar and it's a higher pitch on it than they had been playing, and I just got this like na 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 sound out of it.
Yeah.
But I really like it. I like it a lot. Lyrically, I don't think I was even paying that close attention to it, to be honest with you. I was just, I'm just bopping in my seat.
You're not a lyric guy. I think we all know that. You are the feeling guy, I think, of this podcast.
I am, but it depends. I mean, there are sometimes lyrics will jump out at me and I'll pay attention to it. But it's definitely not maybe the first thing I key into. It also depends on the kind of song that it is, because I mean, if I go and I listen to like singer-songwriter type stuff or Cracker, which one day I'm going to twist Robert Cooper's nipples and make him do a retrospective of Cracker.
Hey, don't forget with us. We're Crackers.
We're going to start with Camper Van Beethoven and go all the way to the end. But no, it depends. I mean, there are, like, I'll tell you, just to give you an example, the song by Cracker, Big Dipper, I love the lyrics of that song. I sing it all the time to myself, and it's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful and pretty, and maybe that's the difference is, the singer of Crackers is just much more intelligible than most metal that I listen to, so I guess I'm not as used to keying into the lyrics. And there's no Tech Nine here. We're missing Tech Nine in this whole album. Had this been Amon Amarth featuring Tech Nine, I'd have gotten the lyrics.
Goodness me.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Coop. Save us, Coop. Give us your opinion on this song.
I think this song is fucking awesome. And I've noticed this band really likes seas. Noticed that? Like, they like songs about the frickin' ocean. Like you got On a Sea of Blood, Back on the Northern Shores. One of my favorite name songs from him is North Sea Storm off of, I think it's The Avenger. That's a good album.
Oh, that should go without saying. This is like a Viking metal band. Vikings spent some time in their ship, going from coast to coast, burning and raping and pillaging.
Pillaging. Mm-hmm.
No ship.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'll be here all night. But yeah, this song is, I think it's a pretty good song. It's got overall a nice, fast tempo to it. Really builds up everything in terms of just speed. It's kind of builds upon what the foundations were laid with Wanderer. And yeah, it's another nice song. Though I did, like I was saying, it's kind of a loose concept. I know this whole album is a concept album, but some of the songs you can totally just remove from you can kind of remove them from the concept album and put them on another album, and like you'll just think, oh, okay. Some of the songs on here are kind of vague in the concept. Like this song could be about any warrior that we're singing about.
Yeah, it can fit on a different album.
up to today, I didn't realize that this was a concept album. So I started watching some of the reviews, which I think you guys must have had a conversation about Jomsviking versus Jomsviking before I got on here, because it sounded like Mark said that. But the first three metal reviews that I listened to, pronounced it as Jomsviking. And so anyway, but I was listening to these reviews, and I didn't know this was a concept album at first, because I wasn't taking each song in order and this relates to this song and this relates to this song. So just like you said, a lot of these songs can be standalone. I'm going to rely on you guys throughout this podcast to let me know if there's any songs on this album that do not sound like Amon Amarth in the past. So if there's
that's going to be all you right there.
Okay, I don't know jack squat about this band. So if there's anything that really sticks out that doesn't mesh with what they've sounded like just because it's a concept album, I would like to know personally.
Well, this next one, track 4, is Roman Reigns' favorite song. This is called One Against All. Before the vocals kicked in, if you didn't play the vocals for me, I would have sworn that was like Five Finger Death Punch song.
Well, that
sounds like it came right out of American Capitalist.
It's definitely, to me, it's got a great sound. I definitely enjoy the heaviness that continues throughout the album. Let me tell you, I'm watching. Have either of you guys watched Deadliest Catch?
Yeah.
The fishing show?
The fishing show.
No, sir.
Okay. Well, a lot of, they fish up north, and one of the biggest fears that they have is the ice coming down from the north that their ship's going to run into and possibly take over their fishing grounds. This song's got Deadliest Catch written all over for it, right at the beginning for me. Just because they're talking about the ice and everything like that.
You should tweet the song to him, Jesse. Go on Twitter and tweet this song to Deadliest Catch. Here's
the thing. A couple of those captains, like, I know Sig, Sig, I can't remember. Sig Hansen is his last name. Hansen is his last name. But anyway, I'm pretty sure he's from Norway, so I bet you Amon Amarth is not too unfamiliar in his library of songs. Coop,
probably
follow
not,
that
probably
up,
not.
Coop.
What was that?
Said follow that up. Deadliest Catch.
Well.
No, you know what I watch instead of Deadliest Catch? I watch Redneck Island. Have you seen this?
Oh, I have not seen Redneck Island. I know our good buddy Stone Cold hosts that, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
he hosts that.
yeah.
And he hosts the Stone Cold Challenge or whatever the hell it's called. But the Redneck Island is a reality game show where the male and female couples are teams, and they have to do physical challenges. And if they fail the physical challenge, then them and another team of the winning team's choice have to do battle in what they call the pit. And the pit changes from week to week as far as what the game is. I think this is the greatest show ever. I am all about Southern girls with big boobs wrestling in the mud.
Well,
Yeah, you're the hero not that America wants, but the one that's needed.
Dude, the show is so good.
I'm very sure. It has been really hard for me to dedicate hours of watching time to things, in terms of 1 hour shows. I even fell off on Doctor Who. It's kind of bad.
Ooh.
Mostly what I've been watching is just a lot of anime. I had 5 series I was watching.
Island. Like I said, all girls wrestling in the mud, and it's not pornographic mud wrestling. I'm legit wrestling in the mud. They have to take these buoys in some of the competitions and put them in a basket. So it's kind of like a comedy. It's like a game of football and basketball sort of combined.
The old buoy in the basket, yeah.
But it's on a dirt playing field, and it's rained the last couple of shows, so it's all muddy. And these girls kick the shit out of one another. It's really awesome. There was one with this girl. It's not that big, but she definitely had some. She had a good 10, 20 pounds on the girl that she took on, and she just fucking rammed her shoulder into this girl's body and knocked the crap out of her. It was awesome.
Jeez Louise. Sounds dangerous.
And I'm the one from the South.
It's all about the style. You're in Alabama. It's great. Anyway.
Yeah, this song. Anywho, this song here, I'd say this song does a really good job of continuing our story. Our hero finds his way to some island eventually. I think it was an island, or maybe it was just a shore. But him and his band end up coming against another group, and everybody else but him is kind of slaughtered, and he fights him off a bit. That's what I got from the lyrics. And when somebody of importance shows and calls him off and tells our main character, either you come with us or you're going to die. So he went with them. Then we continue our story. This overall was another pretty good song. I'm really thinking of buying this album sometime this weekend if I find it, because it'll, I bought the last one brand new. Why not make it 2 for 2?
Yeah, plunk the money down.
People out there actually supporting the record industry. That'd be fine.
Yes.
Do you guys ever think that oh man, I'm not going to be able to say their name tonight. Amon Amarth will ever write a song about robots?
No.
All right. Moving
on.
What
about well, if only they could do a song about the Techno Viking.
Is there such a thing?
All right. Well, you guys work on the details of the Techno Viking. We're going to play track 5 here. This is called "Raise Your Horns." My favorite things. So that's great.
Raise your horns.
That right there is a great March to War song.
Yeah, I could just see it coming on. When it goes live on stage, though. I mean, I think what they're trying to get across here is about drinking, but people can raise the horns in another way, which you will see all over the place when this song hits.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I would agree.
Indubitably, yes.
Yes, indubitably. This is like the one of those ultimate let's drink to battle songs, because this song is totally about drinking to battle. Not to mention it's really metal because raising your horns.
That's right.
Go. So we do all night at our metal shows. Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw the old Rankin and Bass Return of the King, where the orcs are singing as they march to war. Specifically, they're singing "Where there's a whip, there's a way."
Nope, not me.
No, I think the only one I saw was the Hobbit. Well, I saw Lord of the Rings, the Ralph Bakshi one. Oh, it was good, pretty good. And then the Hobbit, I saw that one, and it was kind of weird. Because I think it was Rankin and Bass.
Rankin and Bass. I don't know who the hell they were animating those cartoons for, but it's kind of shit animation. In any case, they decided to make the Lord of the Ring, the Return of the King, a musical, and they had the orcs singing as they marched to war. And the song they were singing was "Where there's a whip, there's a way," because they were being whipped into battle.
The good old BDSM standard.
Indeed.
All right. This next song is also the tits. This is "The Way of the Vikings." That is an excellent song.
Agreed.
That
100%.
is way epic. That needs a video. That needs to be a soundtrack to something. It's just that is all epic battle metal right there.
I can see the AMV tip now. AMVs are those anime music videos that people make on YouTube. This is like the perfect song for that. All the swords. Put it to berserk. You're good.
This is my favorite song off this album. Great piece of storytelling, talking about, the way of Vikings, the way that they had to train back in the day. You did not want to afford yourself in battle that moment of reprieve. So what you did was you trained constantly. And you trained almost with no quarter when you were, taking on members of your own squad just to try and hone your skills. So you wanted the other guy to go as hard as he could, so you could, learn and adapt to that when you're out on the battlefield, so you aren't going to be easy prey. Love this song. Clearly my favorite off the album.
Well, if you love it so much, why don't you marry it?
I just might. Don't tempt me, Coop. I'll figure out a way.
Polyamory. Telling you, I think Utah is available. I totally agree on this song. It's not quite my favorite, but it's definitely up there. It is just balls to the wall awesome. It is just a great song. I absolutely love it. Love it. I would say I'd marry it, but
it's taken, Coop. Back off.
See, there you go, you jealous lover. Jeez, I was just going to tell her that it was pretty. I didn't mean anything by it.
All right.
Will you two gamers please knock it off?
Hey, Mark, if the robots are coming, okay. If this is on a playlist in a robot, buddy, I maybe I could safely marry it somehow. This is getting weird.
Yeah,
I don't know why it has to be playing. I don't know why marrying a robot involves heavy metal. Marrying a robot. Of course, I don't know why you have to marry a robot. I'm pretty sure the robot's not going to have an opinion one way or the other.
True.
I don't know. There was a giant robot called Heavy Metal Elgheim. So there you go. Checkmate, sir.
Well, I mean, are we talking about a wife bot or a sex bot? Because I don't think you marry the sex bot.
No, you wouldn't.
I guess you could marry the wife bot if that's what you're in for. But really, what guy is looking for a wife bot?
Simple. Some crazy Japanese guy that doesn't get out of his house. That's why the birth rate's so low, Mark Radulich.
No, but they're looking for a sex bot. They're not looking for a wife bot. No man wants a wife bot. Sex bot.
I like wife bot. Well, I mean, technically, wife bot would give you sex bot, right? I mean, would it?
Yeah, sure. You've married a bunch, haven't you? You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, I've only had about.
Look. The girlfriend bot gives you sex. When the girlfriend bot becomes the wife bot, can we just go to the next song?
The wife bot becomes I'm too tired. We'll do it tomorrow, bot.
I got a headache.
This is like, what have I signed on for here?
Well, unfortunately for me, I've only had one girlfriend bot. I don't even think I got any of that stuff out of it. So, well, shit.
I would like to think that she was an actual flesh and blood girl and not a bot, but we'll learn more after Dawn's first life. That song is amazing, but it throws me off at the beginning because I feel like they hired Leibach to do that opening, like, talking. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard Leibach before, Jesse or Coop. Have I ever played for you the Jesus Christ Superstar cover?
I don't recall it.
Like, you didn't make it on one of our last covers shows?
No, I didn't remember any Jesus Christ Superstar.
Okay. Maybe I'll grab it and I'll play it tonight for you. You'll know what I'm talking about. But John Oliver also played, I want to say it was Leibach, doing Sympathy for the Devil, which is also, like, he doesn't really sing it. He does it, like, spoken word, only over music. And that's what that whole first bit sounded like, that this really, like, deep Satan voice that he got going on there. So when I first heard it, he goes like, Dawn's first line. I'm like, hello, Leibach? But once the song gets going, though, it's still good. It's definitely one of my favorites.
The whole spoken stuff, is that pretty uncommon for these guys?
It's not something that you typically hear in their music. Most of it is just the death growls, but I think for something that's more of a concept like this, because, like, for example, Deceiver of the Gods had a few songs that I felt like played into an overall concept of the album, but for the most part, it was just kind of like here, At Dawn's First Light. Like, that song could be on any album, really. I mean, we could have had this on With Odin on Our Side, Circa Rising, whatever. And it would have fit fine, but since we know this part of concept, it kind of feeds in there to it. But they don't typically have spoken word, and like we'll see towards the end of the album, this will really be one of the two songs that I know of that have clean vocals in them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because last time they had Messiah Marcolin, who used to be in Candlemass, on the song Hell. And that song was really different because it had Johan Hegg doing probably the deepest growl I've heard him do since since really their first album, or actually their cover of Children of the Grave, which is awesome. But it was much more in a doom style, which fit Messiah Marcolin really well, considering he's renowned from bands like Memento Mori and Candlemass. That is awesome. But, spoken word isn't something they typically do, but I think it really works here because it does kind of break up everything. Because there's a certain risk that comes in bands like this. Like, I feel like AC/DC and Motorhead and Amon Amarth are kind of similar in that they do a lot more than you hear on, let's say, the radio. Like, the singles you hear from Amon Amarth, they're very similar. But they do different things on their albums every once in a while. But still, overall, they're very much, they are what they are in the tin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, let's listen to this Motorhead album. Usually you're going to get Motorhead, like something kind of fast and punky and, gravelly voice Lemmy. But then you're going to get something like, with this album, you get the occasional song where it's not quite the same as what you're used to, and it's a nice breath of fresh air, I feel.
Mm-hmm. The concept album, when me and you did Scar Symmetry, those guys, and that last album that they did was a concept album, and they did something similar. Like at the end of a song, all of a sudden it's like the guy's reading from a book. I'm like, what the hell? I've never heard these guys do this before. It took me by surprise. Interesting.
Yeah, and those bands tend to do that, and they get away with it a lot more when it's a concept album. Usually you can be a little more drawn out and bloated if you're a concept, because most people kind of forgive that in hopes of continuing on the concept. Unless you're Dream Theater with their newest album that I'm not going to listen to because it's apparently like 40 tracks.
Jeez Louise.
Let me look it up, because it is a ridiculous amount of tracks, and unlike... let's say,
is it all
Arion,
on fucking CD?
It's a 2-disc. But unlike,
I hope so.
Yeah, it is just absolutely damn ridiculous. It is something crazy, but unlike a band like Arion, which they have tons of people that'll show up for their to do voices in their albums, if I'm not mistaken. I think, they have tons of different vocalists show up to do different voices in different parts, almost like a play. In that album, I'm pretty sure the lead singer, James LaBrie, did almost all of the voices.
Okay.
All the characters.
Can I jump in here? I got it. I want you guys to hear this, in comparison to what we just heard. This is Jesus Christ Superstar by Laibach. The greatest song ever committed to tape, right there. Jesus Christ Superstar by Laibach. But did you see how the vocals were very similar and how I could be thrown off?
Oh, that was scary. It was so deep.
I kind of felt like Satan was coming out of something. Irony is that it was Jesus Christ Superstar. And the answer, not really Jesse's question, but is, oh my God, are you telling the truth here? Yeah, that Dream Theater double album is 34 tracks across 2 hours and about 10 minutes.
Now, aren't they synonymous with being having really long songs?
Yes, they are known for being very pretentious and self-masturbatory.
That won't happen if they've got 40 freaking tracks in 2 hours. Right?
That's the thing. For example, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 4, 1, 4, 3, 4, 4, 5, 3. None of them. I see one song that is 7, one that's 6, one that's 7. Everything else is a lot shorter. And quite frankly, this is really, really funny to me. I love me some concept albums. I'm not one of those guys that it doesn't matter if it's a concept album for me, but if it is, it kind of it makes an album to be more of an experience. For example, I can't just grade it on one episode of sorts. You have to watch the whole thing. It's not It's not like, let's say, a police procedural like a Law and Order, where you can watch whatever episode and you get it. You have to watch the entire series to kind of really understand it. And I feel like there's a certain charm to that. There's actually a real charm to that in terms of television. But I think in music it kind of can front its welcome, because as a medium, music, it tends to be something that's one and done within a song. I mean, sure, you'll get plenty of have plenty of songs or plenty of albums that kind of unify into a concept, but I feel like that's really something that's much more of a new age thing in terms of an experience.
Okay, let's take a break in the conversation here and move on to track 8. This is 1,000 Burning Arrows. Now, that one I can definitely see its only places on the concept album. Like if they I could see them playing that at a show to give everyone kind of a break from killing each other.
Yeah, I agree with you here. Clearly, it's meant to slow things down. It sounds like it's a song about a Viking funeral, obviously, for the king. So this is where it belongs. I agree.
And it's not a bad song. Again, I want to stress that. I don't think there's a bad song on here from what I remember listening to, and certainly what we've heard so far. Nothing has been like, oh God, not this again, not Black Sabbath. But I would say some of these things could exist on their own, and some of them, I can truly only appreciate it in the album itself. You know what I mean? If I'm listening to the whole thing, I can say, okay, yeah, I can see where this fits, and it continues the story rather nicely. Whereas some of the tracks, I could put them on like a workout mix, and it would fit right in.
Sure.
Yeah.
Coop.
This is one of those songs that I really like because I think the Viking funeral was something that's really awesome, and I love to drop that reference anytime that I can. I love to just randomly bring up a Viking funeral whenever whenever the moment arises. I'm just sitting around and be like,
quite an event. It's quite an event. I mean, dude, you basically send a dude out on a ship by himself, right? And then as he's out at sea, you shoot arrows that are lit that land on the ship and then light the damn thing on fire, right?
Why did you leave him on Genesis? That's what Spock's father asked Kirk in Star Trek 3. So you guys are talking Viking funerals, and all I can think of is Spock's funeral from Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan.
This is we're obviously not in the right place and time to respect and understand the struggles of the Vikings, Mr. Star Trek.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, you say that, and I sit here and I'm thinking of The Last Man on Earth, which is a show on Fox. I don't know if you guys watch that or not, but
No,
the last
fucking
episode.
terrible.
Oh no, dude, it's fucking hilarious.
It looks really silly.
It's No the People
last...
versus OJ. I'll tell you that right now. It's No the People versus OJ.
Okay.
It's no Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
The last episode was called Valhalla, and this guy died, and he isn't the last man on Earth. Just spoiler. But anyway, he thought a Viking funeral would be appropriate, so he put him in a ship, sent him out to sea, and he's trying to light one arrow and hit this boat, and he can't get the arrow more than 2 feet off the beach.
I'm imagining that would fucking happen to me. I'd be like, goodbye, buddy. And then the fucking boat's gone by the time I even get the arrow notch.
Dude, it's fucking monotonous because he sits there like 10 times. He's picking the arrow back up, going back to the bow and trying it again. It flops out of the damn bow. And, it's fucking
it's
hilarious.
Like me asking out women.
Well,
that is
I hope it
something
ain't that bad.
Really goes. I was gonna say, yeah, that is something that goes down in flames quite a bit.
Got to get lit first.
Yeah, they have to be lit. It's kind of like I was hanging out with a female friend of mine, and we shit on each other all the time, just make fun of each other. And she's sitting there ragging on me in front of one of her friends. And she asked me later, honestly, I told her, can you not do that? It hurts my feelings. And she's like, I was expecting you to fight back. I said, you don't get how this works, do you? I was like, I'm like, you don't make fun of the girl in front of her friends. Then you look like a dick. And she's like, oh. I'm like, yeah, that's not really smiled upon. I'm like, that's
a girl thing. My wife does that too, and I've had that conversation with her. Like, could you not be too cool for school when your friends are around, and then make me feel like I'm some kind of dork? And she's like, I don't understand what you mean. She's like, you're okay, obviously, when it's just us or whatever. But as soon as like some of your friends come around, suddenly you're like, you're like super cool girl, and you're picking at me, and don't think I won't tie you up and leave you in the trunk of my car. No, I'm just kidding. But Jessica's going, oh boy.
Yeah, I did explain it to her because she's like, and then she's like, well, we kept making fun of us because they were sitting on like a love seat together. I was sitting on the couch, and they were like, she was like, you were really quiet too. Why didn't you? We kept looking at you, waiting for you to make a response. I said, look, I'm not going to make fun of a girl's boyfriend that I don't know. They're like, oh, that's something you always do. I said, when it's me and you. I'm like, you just, I don't think you understand group dynamics with me. But, this song here.
I was going to say, Coop, eventually you get married and stuff like that doesn't matter anymore, and then you will fight back, because I have been in that situation where she'll just, like, now we're married, now it's all cool, all the barriers are broken down, and she's not going anywhere. So now I absolutely fight back. If she says some shit in front of me, I'm just like, and here's everything you've done wrong since the day we met. And she's like, Jesus Christ. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do it to her when it's just me and her, but when it's like her friend was around.
Oh, no, I made some.
Yeah, I made some joke about boobs, and she's like, yeah, you wouldn't know what to do. Yeah, she's like, you always turn them down. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, you apologize anytime you even almost see them. I said, because I'm trying to be respectful. Jesus Christ, woman. And then her friend's like, God damn, that is brutal. Like, her friend the entire time was like, you're being a bitch. Because I was like, I'm not fighting back on this. But anyways, enough of me and women. Viking funerals, back on the same thing. I always fight Viking. The Viking funeral is. I feel like the Viking funeral is. I think it's very much like a. It's almost something that's just you can only have in a culture like that. Because I couldn't see us today having really Viking funerals. I mean, could you imagine that? That'd be. It'd be cool, but.
No, because we'd be breaking an ordinance about public fires.
Yeah.
I was gonna I was going to say it'd make for some awkward fishing trips with Grandpa.
Yes, it
But
would.
then again, we'd be able to keep Bones around for another 20 years.
All right, moving on. This is a really silly topic. This is track 9. This is Vengeance Is My Name.
We fought the odds and prevailed. My sword and I are one, and vengeance is my name. Go! The odds are stacked against me, a number 3 to 1. These men are deep wired, unquestioned like flowers. Let them come, ready. Cut them down. No signal for protection. I don't have a shield. Surprise my wanted bondage, keeping my sword concealed. Hidden out of sight. Ready. Prepare to fight.
All right. That's a pretty good song.
Yeah, I liked it. It was nice, heavy. Telling a cool story about, a guy getting ready to go into battle.
So going back to what Coop was saying before, Jesse, I wanted to get your input on this before we moved on, but I also wanted to play music. So Coop's like, gotta respect the girl. Like, was what I thought I heard him say. Like, try to be respectful. To which my thought after, we stopped talking and I was thinking about what he said, I'm like, respectful? Fuck that noise. Where do you stand?
I think me and the wife have been together long enough where we find each other's, let's just say we have no problems making fun of each other in front of anybody else that we know. So, respectful? No, probably not. It just that goes away after a while. It just happens.
I think at some point in a marriage, you get to you can start shit if you want some, but if you do, there's going to be shit. So you don't want shit, don't start nothing.
Don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
Yeah, don't start nothing, won't be none.
Talk shit, get shot.
That's right.
Cue up Ice-T.
They may,
body count.
They may talk shit, but they get shot, and they know that. So, I think there's less of it as the relationship moves on. Just my thought.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we've been friends for a long while. I mean, hell, I even told her when she broke up with her last boyfriend, I'm like, hey, whenever you're looking for a date, let me know. But I mean, I was like, I never usually have anything going on. Well, besides 80,000 hours of lows. Well, so does she now. She went from seasonal to department manager in a year. And I'm like, I've been a loader for 2 years. Oh my God.
Girls in this modern workforce are much more successful than guys, so don't worry about it, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, she busted her ass. So, I mean, hey, more good on her. That to mention, I'm trying to finish school, which is a pain in my ass. But usually the part actually with the line I was being respectful was coming from. I was just like, just me and not wanting to cross any boundaries on it. Like it was the boob joke. So there's been a few times I'm like, oh, when she's like taking her shirt off or something, I'll turn around. I'm like, because I don't want to be disrespectful. At the same time, I'm sure there are signals being sent, but. What can I say? My mama raised me. My mama raised me to be.
What is she? What's going on here?
The respectful metalhead.
Yeah, my mama raised me to be a Boy Scout. What can I say?
There's worse things to be worried about, Coop. Trust me.
Oh yeah, I was telling this to my department manager. She goes, never change. Like it wasn't this exact story, but she's like, don't change. She's like, you'll win in the end.
Robert, friend zone Cooper. All right.
That's right. Friend zone.
Ooh. You
That's harsh. That is so harsh, Radulich.
Because her and her friend were talking about, so she's like, why don't you date this guy? She's like, oh, he's like a brother to me. And I just went, and I literally, very audibly went, ooh. And my friend Emily goes, yeah, that one probably hurt him, didn't it? I'm like, oh, yeah.
Look, if you're going to keep telling these kinds of stories, I don't know if we can call this the Metal Hammer of Doom, because this is starting to sound like the bleeding vagina of Doom.
Ooh, damn. Actually, I did get turned down by a girl. She's like, I think we'll just be friends. And my exact words were, yeah, me and that have a fucking timeshare at this point.
All right.
So, yeah, I was a little salty.
I can't
but
with this guy. You fix it.
Yeah.
Well, I can't. Me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. I'm without hope. Well, we'll get it next time. We'll get it next time. Yeah,
I've been working with Coop. I have been working with Coop for as long as the show's been on. I'm done. He's your problem now.
He's my problem. Coop's got it all handled. I know he's got it all figured out. I have faith. I know the man. He's going to be just fine.
I broke the licensed clinical social worker. That's funny. I did what hardcore prisoners couldn't. Yeah. I did what hardened prisoners couldn't do. No, and that friend of mine, I'm like, look. Well, it's because actually she had the hots for me, and she actually told me, she embellished on a story that was even worse, where she was had taken off her overshirt and was sitting on my bed asking for a shoulder massage while I talked about my CD collection. Where I talked about my CD collection and action figures because here's the thing.
Okay, I withdraw the whole all right comment. Okay.
Hey, let me defend myself.
How?
I had no idea that she had her shirt off and was asking for a massage because I couldn't even make eye contact with her. I was so nervous.
Oh, now how long? Okay, so this chick takes. I don't want to ask. I don't even want to because the questions I'm going to have. There's no excuse. Okay. For that.
Hang on. Can we play another song and then come back? Because I absolutely want you to tear him a new one. And I want you to ask a lot of questions. But I also would like to move the show along. So here's A Dream That Cannot Be, track 10. Let me see if they say who the guest vocalist on that is. Yes, Doro Pesch. And Doro Pesch is from, she's a singer-songwriter associated with Snakebite and Warlock. So there you go.
That sounds intimidating.
All right, so back to Cooper and apparently being intimidated by
Oh, no. I did bring this upon myself.
You really did. First rule of trying to get out of a hole, quit digging. All right, Jesse, I believe...
You gotta dig your way out.
Jesse, I believe you wanted to question the witness?
I don't understand, sir. Okay, so she has her shirt off, and how long you're looking at your CD collection, and
the action figures. Can't forget about the action
figures. Did you say action figures? Oh,
yes, sir.
Jeez Louise. And that's the only action that's happening in that bedroom at that point in time, obviously, is your action figures. Sir, I don't know if there's much of a defense, man. You can't sit there.
But hang on. I have a question. Were the hints that she was giving you too subtle?
For me.
For you, a shirtless woman on your bed is too subtle.
No, not shirtless. She had an undershirt, so I didn't even really notice.
Oh, I'm sorry. The whole massage thing. Jeez. What am I thinking?
She said she kept rubbing her shoulder. She kept rubbing her shoulder, and she said she claimed that she said one.
If a girl takes off an article of clothing and asks you to touch her, big signal. Okay?
I didn't hear her say it. I didn't even notice she took the thing off until she told me like a month ago.
What do you mean you didn't hear her say it?
Because I was talking so much.
That's your first mistake. If a girl comes into your room, stop talking.
Okay. Now, are we going to have you learned your lesson, Coop?
Oh yeah, I've learned the lesson. It's just the unfortunate part is now I'm trying to get back in the same situation, and she's kind of like, I don't know, I'm not really looking for someone to date right now.
When she looks at you, she sees a eunuch. She sees a man without a penis.
Oh gosh.
There's no coming back from this. You would
well,
in a single
I will
night,
tell you.
You would need to like punch somebody out with your penis for her to like.
You just have to whip it out and hit somebody. Like, I have one.
Literally.
Leave a big old mushroom welt on somebody's head.
Using my stone dick. The actual funny thing was, it was about a month ago or so. I went over there and it was like spooning for 2 hours, and then I gave her a back massage. Okay.
There's progress.
Okay. What is progress? Well, then, like a week later, we did the same thing, and this time it was a shirtless back massage. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I did try to kiss the girl, but I was too subtle, and she didn't get it. She's like, "Oh, you can't do subtle with me." I said, "What do you women want?" I don't understand.
Wow.
At which point you just should have taken out your penis and hit her in the head with it.
I don't want to kill her.
Just smack her right in the face.
Good old wholesome Coop.
I really am kind of a choir boy at this point. Because
Listen,
the worst part is that she was.
Studies teacher. To paraphrase my 10th grade social studies teacher, sometimes you just got to hit a girl in the face with your penis.
There's a lot into that statement there, Mark. I think we might have to bring that up again at some point.
Oh, yes. Well, the thing that was funny was I was giving her the massage, which apparently I'm good at. By the way, a little PSA for any women listening. I'm kidding. What woman would listen to this shit? Especially after these stories. But
wow.
So she took her shirt off, and she is totally shirtless. And once I'm done, because I'm sitting on her butt. She has a very nice butt, by the way. So I'm sitting, and when she finishes the massage, I actually have to roll off the bed because I can't feel my right leg anymore. It was completely and totally asleep. And she wraps her arms around me, and I kind of look at her. I'm like, what do you want? You gonna put your shirt on, or are you not? Because she had a boyfriend at the time.
What do you want?
No, my exact words to her, I'm like, are you going to put your shirt on or what? Because I'm like, if you want to, you can just freaking step in front of me. There we go. We'll get started. But she got talking about, I got a boyfriend, because she had a boyfriend at the time who.
What?
I wanted to hit him.
Wait just a second.
Oh, no. Have I done it again?
Oh, I just don't understand what this chick's doing, taking her shirt off, and she has a boyfriend, but.
Yeah, I was going to say, generally speaking, girl takes shirt off in front of you, it's go time. At least go to wherever it is she decides she wants to go to. And I'm not suggesting every girl that takes their shirt off means she wants to go all the way. That's ridiculous. but she wants to go somewhere. She might want to go to the park. She might want to go, to the ball game. She might want to go to the moon. I'm not entirely sure.
She might want to go to Space Mountain.
She might want to go to Space Mountain. But she wants to go somewhere. And the question that you don't ask the girl, do you want to put your shirt back on? Sometimes you just listen. Sometimes you got to do things and feel around. You know what I mean? You know what feel around is?
This is the weirdest fucking conversation on the Metal Hammer of Doom ever. Ever.
Sometimes you got to just shut your eyes and feel your way around in the dark. Maybe you touch an electric socket. Maybe you touch boob. But you got to do it.
Or maybe it ends up being the crying game where you're having a 2-on-1.
Work against you.
Oh wow.
Well, I mean, that was like the thing was, is I was like, look, I'm like, I wasn't offended at the fact she didn't have a shirt on. I was just like, I mean, what signal are you wanting to send here? Because I didn't get.
I feel around in the dark, and she'll tell you if you touch the no place. She'll be like, hey, look, most girls are like strippers, okay? If you put your hand on their ass, they'll say, no, that's extra, or no, that you've broken the rule here. Pick your hand up, okay? They're usually pretty good about telling you where to put your hands. Is what I'm saying. So don't ask. Just put it somewhere, and she'll let you know whether or not you've done a bad thing.
And that is how.
Dude,
that's weird places.
Is this? I mean, I just hope things get better for you, Coop. That's really all I can say now.
Well, let me put it like this: if I get in the situation a third time, that is really asking. That is really asking for Odin to smile upon me. I will not be making the same mistakes because this time I am not she does not have a boyfriend, so I'm not worried.
Why do you
believe it or
care?
not,
Dude, if a girl with a boyfriend takes her shirt off in your room, why do you care about the boyfriend, you homo?
Well, no, it's not about that. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of the whole golden rule thing. I wouldn't want my girlfriend taking her shirt off for another guy.
Dude, if your girlfriend takes your shirt off for another guy, clearly you're not laying the pipe right.
Either that or she's a bitch.
Either way.
Listen, Coop, I can understand your restraint and the fact because, boy, it sounds like there could be a lot of baggage that comes along with that. Okay, so don't sit here and think that I'm.
This is like a jumbo jet full of baggage.
That I'm all dick and no brain here. I mean, seriously, I could understand you being afraid, being hesitant.
Afraid of boobs.
being hesitant to step into something that could be a lot more than just a bit of poontang. All right.
Why? Why are you being a fag about this? He's young.
Bullshit, Radulich. Now you know for a fact that if this guy, if Coop goes the distance here, and then all of a sudden,
he's all alone. I can break the odds if I can be strong. That's right. See, we're talking about women. I'm singing Disney. There you go. That's problem number one.
Yeah. Sorry, Jesse was yelling at me. Go ahead, Jesse.
No, there's a lot to be taken into consideration with the fact that, this chick has a boyfriend, and all of a sudden now Coop's the guy that's screwing girls that have boyfriends, and so I mean you got to worry about that. That comes into play.
No, you
Coop,
don't.
I understand. I'm going to give Coop a little bit of leeway here. Granted, it's right there in his face. He could have done something with it, but he gave it a second thought.
Jesse Ventura said it best. Bunch of slack-jawed faggots. If a girl comes to you,
slack-jawed faggots around here,
and she's got a boyfriend, and she says, despite the fact that I have a boyfriend, would you please put it in my ass? You put it in her ass. That's the end of the conversation.
It is your show, Mark Radulich.
Let the boyfriend worry about where she puts her butt, okay? Don't you worry about it. What are you, fucking preacher? Jesus.
I might be the comic book preacher. I don't know. Well, actually, I had a friend of mine tell me I'm self-sacrificing to the point of just harm. So I'm working on that one. Cause I don't know. I don't like messing around with other people's business, other people's girlfriends. That's just not what I do.
life's to be lived, my friend, and that includes messing. If the girl wants it, messing with her despite the fact that she has a boyfriend. Who gives a shit?
Well, the best part about it now is that she doesn't. So now I'm trying to work on it. I am working my ass off.
Meanwhile, she's looking for a guy. Looking for a guy who would have given it to her with the boyfriend. So let's go back on Northern Shores here.
So you're saying that the dream that cannot be there, right?
Yep. Good one, Coop. Nice one.
This is
nice redirect, right?
Our last track of the night, dear God. This is back on Northern Shores. I once had a girl who was a friend of mine. She's a coworker. She's a friend, and she made me dinner. I'm not saying that was going to lead to anything. I've had plenty of female friends that have had boyfriends or husbands, and they make me dinner, my friend. They bring food to me.
Okay. What the hell does that have to do with anything? Somebody made you dinner?
You're just adding to the confusion on mixed messages, Mark Radulich.
I don't understand.
I actually
threw that out there.
My wife's best friend, who I've now adopted as my own wife, just whether she likes it or not, got that
Electric Boogaloo.
She got that nickname from me because on my wedding night she brought me like potato skins. I was hungry, and we were having an after party from our wedding at this house, and I demanded someone bring me food because it's my wedding night and I'm hungry. And as Jesse, I'm sure, will tell you, you don't really eat at your own wedding. There's no time. You're too busy talking to everybody.
Yes, indeed.
So we had a party back at the house after the wedding, and because we had a lot of people from out of town, so people were like crashing there, and we kept the party going. And at one point, I'm hanging out with a bunch of people. My wife's God only knows where. My brand new wife is who knows. And I'm like, someone bring me food. I'm hungry. And Sarah, God bless her, brought me a plate of potato skins, and I was like, oh, I'm going to marry you too then because you're awesome.
Food. That's what does it.
The way to get to my heart.
That's the way to any man's heart.
That's right. So this has been the Metal Hammer of Doom presentation of Amon Amarth, Jomsviking.
Yeah. A lot of great discussion about this album.
Yeah, no, we totally kept it on point tonight. And I was afraid we wouldn't have much to talk about. So, Mr. Lonely Hearts, your thoughts here, closing out?
Okay. Well, Sgt. Pepper says, I think this past song was my favorite one. It reminds me a lot of the last song of the last album, Warriors of the North. It almost told a self-contained story in and of itself that was a little bit longer, more epic in scope, had a little more differentiation in terms of the music that was presented. And I thought it was really good. This album as a whole, there are a few spots where I'm just like, it's Amon Amarth. But overall, it's a pretty good album. I like it quite a bit. I'd give it about an 8.5 out of 10. Really, really liked it, even though it wouldn't show from the fact that we've literally spent probably 45 minutes of this podcast talking about me and women, which I didn't even get to the one from today, who was like, yeah, that date we had scheduled at 5 at 4 o'clock was like, I forgot it was my dad's birthday. Can we reschedule for next week?
What? She forgot it was her dad's birthday.
And well, see, here's the thing. I thought it was bullshit, but then I was like, well, about 4 hours before that, she was like, hey, can we go to this place instead? So in my mind, you wouldn't ask to reschedule if you didn't plan on going.
Yeah, you would.
Hush, Mark.
Coop,
That's the
buddy.
old let down easy. That's a slinky down a staircase, my friend. One step at a time.
Hey, I once asked out a girl who said, I have to work tomorrow, and she had a boyfriend for 5 years. Sometimes it's not just right to let him down easy. You just got to fucking say no.
I hear you. Well, okay, let me give you guys my thoughts on the album here. That way,
we can put down this monstrosity.
Yeah, and I can hear my kids yelling and screaming upstairs, so I'm going to give you my short version of what I took. Dude, you do not want those kids on the podcast. They should have been asleep about an hour and a half ago.
And now their asses are going to be panned.
Please put them on the podcast. I want to get their thoughts on Jomsviking.
That is not happening. Not happening. I already had to deal with Caleb coming down here. Okay. This is a great entry level. You ever hear, I do a comic book podcast called Source Material. I talk comics all the time. One of the things that comes up a lot in comics is called jumping on points. Such and such issue is a great jumping on point to start a new story or to enjoy a new character. So, if you're not familiar with somebody, you can hop in on that issue and, proceed to start reading and see how you like them. This was a jumping on point for me with Amon Amarth. I was totally blind to anything that came before this other than a couple songs. So getting to listen to this album in full, I enjoyed just about every little bit of it. There's one song on here we talked about with the duet with the girl. I wasn't too much of a big fan of that one, A Dream That Cannot Be, although it fit in with the story. But a great concept album. Like I said, I'm starting to realize that I like concept albums more and more. If anybody out there has not had the opportunity to pick up an album or listen to this full album online or whatever, I completely advise that you do so. I think you would enjoy every little bit of it.
All right. If you have to go attend to your kids, and we'll go ahead and say thanks for coming on. And we will. Are you coming on next week for Baby Metal?
Man, you got a full force coming up on that one, aren't you? Got like
I know. That might be a roundtable discussion.
I might.
I'm trying to think. What time was it? Will it be on Tuesday? Shit, they changed me to Thursday. Would we be available to do it Thursday, or is that going to be a long road to ruin?
Hang on. Maybe. Googly. God damn it, Cooper.
Hey,
damn
I can't
you.
help. Blame Lowe's. It's all their fault. I've got to go talk to those fuckers.
Yeah, actually, I can do it any day next week. I can do it Wednesday. I can do it Thursday. It's fine.
Okay, I can do Thursday.
I might call in just for like a quick second.
Hang on,
I might call in just for a quick second after it starts. I don't want to crowd people out, and it's already going to be a packed podcast. So I know I will be listening to the album as soon as it drops on Spotify on Friday. So that'll give me a good chance to listen and be prepared. But I'll pop in and say hi to you guys for sure. Quick plugs. I'll get out of your guys'.
My wife may or may not be on. I know Teasley wanted on. Obviously, Cooper will be there. 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah, 9 o'clock will do.
9 o'clock Thursday. All right, yeah, I updated my calendar.
Okay.
Oh my God, a whole week where we have only one podcast. Gee, gad.
But yeah,
who
go
else
ahead.
Teasley wanted on Baby Metal? It was just Teasley, wasn't it? Was that the only extra person?
I thought there was somebody else. I know. Well, I was probably thinking that I was adding your wife in there. So.
Yeah, who knows?
Okay.
She may or may not be on. She may wander through.
I enjoyed her translations last time. So I hope that she can make it on there. She was.
I always encourage her to come on. She's always a little tentative. Probably because I told this before.
She does understand that it was one of the highest rated episodes on the network.
I keep telling her that.
She ought to be very proud. But anyway, yeah, I'll go ahead and get into plugs, and I'll let you guys turn it loose here. For myself, okay, and then I do a comic book podcast on here called Source Material. We just got done yesterday. We did Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. It was me, Benjamin J. Cologne, and a good buddy from around here, local comic shop owner, Jordan Lowe. Had a great time talking with those guys. Next up, I believe in a couple weeks, it will be, I think it's April 11th, I'm going to be dropping the Death in the Family versus the Death of the Family. Already got it recorded, just got to edit it up. It was me, Jason Teasley, and Ronnie Adams of the Screaming Boy podcast. And we had a neat discussion talking about both of those books. Give the Radulich and Broadcasting Facebook page a like and stay up on top of all the great podcasts that we have out there. People, I know you just listen to a podcast, but hopefully you understand that podcasts are a great way to get niche talk radio. I mean, granted, we may call it Metal Hammer of Doom, but we have all sorts of fun discussions on here, as evidenced by tonight. And Robert Cooper may not be back. He may just say, fuck it, these guys are insane, and never come back. But no, I want to extend an invitation to anybody out there. Please, give our subscribe to the network, rate us, subscribe, all that good stuff. And at some point, there's going to I know me and Coop's got a manga planned. We're going to hopefully nail down a recording next week. I'll get with you, Coop, and we'll talk about that. We're going to record it, and it's going to be interlaced throughout different episodes of Source Material throughout the next probably within the next few months. Actually, we're just going to kind of record and then put an episode out there, and hopefully we'll get some stuff nailed down. But definitely expect that probably within the next week or so. And we'll be talking Vinland Saga, which fits in tremendously with this album. And other than that, folks, I think that's it. Go ahead.
Thanks, Jesse. Thanks for coming on tonight. All right,
have a good one, guys.
I know we said you'll be on next Thursday for Baby Metal. That'll be next show. That'll be Thursday, April 7th, 9 o'clock, Metal Hammer of Doom, Baby Metal, myself, Cooper, and who the hell knows, and a cast of thousands. What else you got going on? I know you said you're working and you don't have a whole lot of time for anything else. So is there anything that you do want to plug?
Oh, let's see. Sentai Rider Podcast that everybody keeps liking, yet we don't keep releasing episodes. Isn't that funny? You can find us at Facebook.com/Sentai Rider Podcast. That is SENTAIRIDER Podcast. We'll release something one day, I'm sure. Once we record something, or I finish watching things, or start watching things. Yeah, there's that whole time thing again. But there's that. The Wrestling to the Max podcast run by my buddy Sean Garmer at Spreaker.com/WTM Network. That dude, I think, is going to get to go to WrestleMania, if I'm not mistaken, and I envy him greatly, even if this WrestleMania is shaping up to be quite the turkey. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. God, I'm so happy I didn't watch Raw.
Hey, I'm going to cut you short because I got to quick get out of here. Tune into our next show. It'll be, again, next Thursday, April 7th, Baby Metal Resistance. Tomorrow night here on the RIB, we've got our review of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. I liked it. I don't know what Winfrey thought of it. I know Pat Mullen just sent me a message saying it's the worst thing he's ever seen. Well, he's not alone. The critics hated it. Still has a pretty high audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, so make of that what you will. I will, of course, be defending the movie to a degree tomorrow night at 9 o'clock here on the RIB. And then Thursday, Long Road to Ruin will be back. And we'll be closing out all things DC with our look at the animated Dark Knight Returns. With that said, we'll catch you again next week. I want to thank Mr. Cooper, Mr. Starcher. Again, this has been our presentation of Amon Amarth, Jomsviking review. Be well, be safe, and behave.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Congratulations to our 2023 giveaway winner, Andy from Naples. Tell us when you found out you won $15,000 in windows from Reese.
Well, I had received the text message saying I won while teaching my fifth graders. Initially, I wanted to scream and shout from the excitement, but I held it together.
Now it's your turn to win. Just text the word HAPPY to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
Thank you, Reese Windows.
Hi, I'm David Moss with Moss Nissan. When it comes to servicing your vehicle, Moss Nissan is simply the best. You'll notice the difference the moment you walk through our door. Our team is like family, and we look forward to treating you like part of our family. With our state-of-the-art service facility, factory-trained technicians, we are more equipped to service all make and models. Plus, with our extended service hours, our pickup and drop-off service, you can have your vehicle serviced according to your schedule, not ours. Experience the Moss difference today. Moss Nissan, whatever it takes.